Hey, this is Notser, and today we're talking about the proposed radar changes that Wargaming intends to implement at some point in the near future. Don't really know exactly when, but I wanted to talk about the detailed write-up that they released and share my thoughts. The game in the background is myself and my daring. The build is on the screen. I do use IFHE and radio location at the same time. Yes, I do sacrifice some skills for that, but honestly, the ship is outstanding with this build. So, radar. The proposed changes are the following. Nothing adjusted for the radar ship. They use their radar consumable, and for the full duration, up to the effective range, every target is revealed, regardless of whether they're behind an island, in smoke, or just out in the open. They're revealed. What changes is everything else. So the radar ship uses its consumable. There is an icon that will be placed over his ship, telling his team that he is using his radar consumable. This is awesome. This is something that we talked about for a long time, and they honestly brought it up at the CC Summit. They wanted to do this for every consumable that it made sense. It's exciting that this may be the first implementation, and I can't wait. Honestly, I feel like this should be in the game at this point, across the board, for hydroacoustic, for smoke, for heal, for speed. Any consumable that may or may not do something should be revealed to your team, so they can use that information and have a better strategy, a more aggressive strategy, or a more, team-oriented strategy. I'm super excited to see this radar indicator, and I can't wait. Along with the icon on the radar ship, the radar effect itself will have a new animation. It's sort of just going to scroll across the water, this colored pulse that's going to tell you that radar is obviously working for you. I believe this is not revealed to the enemy, and I don't know that it's revealed to a friendly either. But I like that there's going to be a visual expression of the radar's effective range to the player. I think that this is a great way to improve the knowledge of the player base, just to communicate more accurately what's going on. On top of all of that, they are changing the way radar works for everyone else. So the radar ship sees 100% of the radar duration. For other ships, when radar is immediately used, nothing changes from a 3D space. No ship is revealed to them. No ship is available for them to engage. All they know is that the ship exists on the minimap as if it's, not in render range. Think of the Cyclone. Think of just maximum ship distance. You see clearly that there's an enemy ship sailing on the minimap, but you can't see it in the 3D space. You can't see it in the 3D world. And that's going to be a set duration on how long radar exists before everyone else gets to contribute towards the target's health. I don't know how easy it may or may not be to watch the friendly Des Moines use his radar and fire on a target and have that shell confirmation explosion reveal the location. I don't know how easy or hard it would be to follow through with a strategy that involves taking advantage of the minimap information. Now, clearly we don't know exactly how long the delay is going to be between the radar ship seeing the revealed target with radar and the friendlies benefiting from that same reveal. It could be a percentage delay. It could be a set amount of delay. If it's a set amount, then certain radar ships become more effective, American cruisers, and certain radar ships become less effective, Soviet cruisers and Pan-Asian. I think they're going to go for a percentage, and I think that percentage is probably going to be significant. But I don't know that it's going to be too significant to the point where radar itself is going to die in its effectiveness or not be the universally most effective consumable. I just don't see a world where radar isn't the best. It reveals too much. Even if radar only reveals to the radar ship, that radar ship still knows exactly what you're doing and can easily communicate that to their team. They are still revealing on the minimap what you're doing. Going for the objective, relocating behind an island, All of these are still going to be incredibly impactful for the team having radar, because it will reveal that, oh, your strategy has been found out. They'll probably relocate or try and do a counter strategy, right? And if that's the case, well, radar is just as impactful. It's just not going to be brutal in its usage. It's not going to have DDs running for the hills every game. You're not going to have DDs counting the number of radar ships, having a timer on their desk, timing out every radar usage, and in rank play just laughing, or clan play, because they've layered it so much that there's never a window where you can take advantage, right? That's going to be gone, theoretically. And what we're going to be left with is more intel for the team, but less of a window to impact that intel. I love the fact that they're adding the icon over the ship. I love that they're adding the colored pulse in the water. I'm curious if that's going to be visible to the team. But the icon over the friendly ship in the consumable usage is the start of something beautiful. Every single consumable should have this implemented eventually, and I can't wait for that. However, on one hand, the radar's getting nerfed. The window that the team can contribute is shrinking. But the team itself is going to have a better warning that their teammate is using radar, and the time between the target being revealed for the radar ship and the rest of the team, it could be just enough time to hold on to your next salvo and then concentrate your fire for that very short time that the window is revealed to the entire team. Both of these changes together are sort of countering one's effective adjustment. You know, radar's effective adjustment is to reduce the time it's available to the rest of the team. Having the icon displayed for the rest of the team, having the colored pulse perhaps being a part of the team as well, it could be enough to allow them to just punish just as much or more. But that has to happen. We need consumables announced to the team. And regardless of what impact it changes, I think Wargaming should dial in whatever adjustment they may make to radar to also include that the rest of the team is better informed. They have to consider this. And I hope that everything works out. I hope that radar feels less effective, less annoying, and it discourages the aggression less. Because right now, it really kills a lot of rank and random. And clan. It kills a lot of aggressive play. Every single time I load into a game, I make note of any radar ship that could or could not have it equipped. And until I know their location, and this is the humorous part about this, until I have verifiable sight on the target, my assumption is the radar ship is about to radar me, because more often than not, that's exactly what the radar ship does. They take advantage of the fact that they don't have to reveal their location to still reveal the location of every single target under radar effect. I hope that Wargaming is aggressive here. I hope that they legitimately want to nerf radar. Because if they don't want to nerf radar, this will almost effectively have no change. So I'm really excited. I'm honestly more excited for the team icon and the colored pulse than I am to the change to radar itself. But I've developed a strategy. You know, you can't avoid radar. They're not stupid. They're not going to use it if they don't feel like they have to. What you have to do, and unfortunately this is the hardest part of the game, you have to bait the radar usage and make the radar player feel like they have a chance, right? That's what the radar system up until now has felt like. And, you know, that sucks. So hopefully this implementation is actually worked on and dialed in so it's fair. And I don't want radar to disappear, but come on. Radar's the only skill where players are actively suggesting that we have a counter consumable to deny radar. That does sound interesting, but in practice, it just ends up being you will always use it every single time radar is in use. It's not used for anything else other than a counter radar. And if a player has radar consumable on a long cooldown like they do now, that's probably not going to feel good for them. So yes, I know it's annoying. And I know radar is too powerful. It impacts the way we play too much. But a counter jammer is not the solution, because it just makes radar feel awful if a target has the jammer system. This is a much more cleaner solution, just to make radar less impactful. I don't think it's unfair. It's one of the most effective consumables. So I'm excited. I want this to change. I hope that it encourages more active play from the player base. But obviously we have to see the implementation. And regardless of whether the radar implementation is successful or not, we are getting the first consumable that will be globally announced to your team. That is probably the biggest change, and one that is so incredibly exciting. I am so incredibly excited by that single fact. I've always wanted it in the game. I always felt like this game had so much potential if it would just allow the players to announce in real time consumable usage, among other things. This game is too precise to not have that level of communication available. And, it was weird that it didn't exist for the longest time. But, it's cool. We'll have to see it, test it. Don't know when this will actually occur. And if I'm being completely honest, CV rework probably took every ounce of developer time to work out all of the kinks. And they probably took away from rebalancing radar a little bit, or adjusting the consumable usage, or any number of things, because they have to get it right. But we're definitely going down the right path on ideas. We're definitely improving the game. And that's all I can ask for at this point. If this game continues to improve, it's going to develop into a behemoth of this sort of vehicle shooter that has a great implementation of consumable systems and abilities, and you have to consider angling and all that stuff. And I'm excited for the future. There's a lot of great content, a lot of great ideas. I want them to be implemented, and I can't wait. Tell me what you think of the radar change. Tell me what you think of the team announcement change, the colored pulse, anything and everything that they've revealed with the up-and-coming radar adjustment. Are you excited for it? Do you feel like it's not enough? I'm sure there's many people who feel like, get rid of radar. But I'm curious to hear. I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.